on, man, learn your history according to the Bible. Give me John 8:32. We are here to show our people who we are according to the Bible, right? Because for so long we have been without an identity. So in 2024, it's time for you to learn your identity, right? So read that.
John chapter 8 and verse 32. And ye shall know the truth.
And the Bible says ye shall know the truth. My brother up there in the red shirt, come holler at us for a minute, bro. Come holler at us for a minute. Read again.
And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
And the Bible says the truth, that's what's going to make you free. What is the truth that we have been missing in Riverdale, Georgia, or Atlanta, Georgia? What is that truth we've been missing? Let's get it. Psalm 119, 142.
Psalms chapter 119 and verse 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth.
You hear that? That's the truth that we have been missing as a people. The laws of God. That's what we've been missing.
I don't like this.
Easter, for example. A lot of our people finna get ready to celebrate Easter, and that is not biblical. Guess what? That is not true. That is not in the laws of God. My brother, how you doing, brother? How you doing? What's your name, bro? So, if I would ask you a question as far as your race, right? What would you say? If I ask you your race, African American, right? So, before the mid-80s, right, around 1985, right, that term didn't exist, right? So African American may be on your birth certificate, but it's not on your parents' birth certificate. They have something like Negro or color, right? So according to God, do you know your nationality or your race? Because you believe in God, right? So what's your race according to God? Do you know? And that's what we are here to do. I want to show you that before you leave here today. Deuteronomy 29 and 1. Because when you read the Bible, all the people that God created in the Bible, guess what God did to them? He named them. You see what I'm saying? So where do we fit in that? You may ask yourself. Watch this, read that.
Deuteronomy 29 and verse 1. These are the words of the covenant.
So do you know what a covenant is? Like an agreement. Let's say I'm gonna enter into a covenant with you. We agree I'm gonna cut your grass for $25 every week. If I don't cut your grass, you don't pay me $25, right? But if I cut it, you pay me $25. That's what God is saying. Read again.
These are the words of the covenant.
This Bible is that agreement. Read.
Which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel.
So God gave this word to Moses and said, you only make this agreement with the children of Israel. Those same people that Moses brought out of Egypt, when he had to go to Pharaoh, like God said, let my people go. Those are the people that God made this covenant with. He didn't make it with the entire planet Earth. He didn't make it with white folks, Chinese folks, Arab folks. He didn't make it with them. He only made it with the children of Israel, right? And something deep, it's a detailed covenant of what would happen if they obeyed God versus them disobeying God, right? And I'm going to read you some of those curses, and I want you to tell me who do it line up with, right? Deuteronomy 28, verse 15.
Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So Moses told the children of Israel, this is going to happen if you don't listen to God. Read.
To observe, to do all his commandments.
Notice he said commandments. Notice he didn't say Baptist, Catholic, Pentecostal, Jehovah's Witness, Seventh-day Adventist, Lutheran, Presbyterian. Notice he didn't give them a religion to follow, right? He said if you didn't keep God's commandments, read.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So God would curse the children of Israel if they didn't obey him, right? So let's see a curse that came upon them, and let's see who do it line up with. 16.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
So the very first curse that God said would happen to the children of Israel is that they would be cursed in the city. When you look at any city, what race of people look cursed when you go to the worst parts of those cities? Who populates the hood? Black people, right? But God didn't call them black people. God called them the children of Israel. That's their identity. So God said they would be cursed in the city. You won't go in a all-white neighborhood and see black stores and black businesses set up in there. You wouldn't see it. Only, you wouldn't go to a Chinese community and see, okay, this African restaurant, this African American place. You don't see that. Only with black people, you come to the hood where black people live at, you see Arab stores, you see the Chinese buffet, you see all of that stuff, right, in our neighborhood. And question, the money that these other nations make off us, right, do they put it back into the neighborhood? They send it home to take care of who? Take care of their people. But we disobeyed God because we weren't taking care of our people. We weren't loving ourselves like God told us to love us. We started to love other nations. And because of that, God caused these curses to come upon us. Right? Because common sense will tell you, okay, if you don't love yourself, you're not going to love your people. And if you don't love your own people, there you go. You see that? So God is telling us that we will be cursed in the city. Read on.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
And God also said the children of Israel will be cursed in the field. You see that right there? Who was cursed in fields? Black people. But what did God call those people? There you go. God called those people the children of Israel. That's right? And I'm going to show you something about that. Read verse 37.
Verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment.
So remember, these are the curses that God put upon us. God said we will become an astonishment. What does that mean? That's a great amazement. The way we deal with each other as a race of people, other nations look at us, they like, whoa, you see these people? He just stepped on his shoes that we make for $5 and he killed them over. What other race of people do that?
Bring it out.
We the only race of people that do that. That's that astonishment. It's a great amazement. Like, wow, look at these people. You see how they act towards each other? You see how they say they love each other and then turn around and sell drugs to one another? That's crazy, right? Huh? Exactly. Read on.
A proverb and a byword.
So that's what I want to get to right there. The Bible says us as the people, we will become a byword. What is a byword? Do you know? What does by mean? Like B-I. What does that mean? If you deal with any type of honey, you got something called a bipod, right? What is that? It's two legs you put on the end of your rifle so you can lay down and stabilize it, right? So it has two legs. That's what by mean. By is two. Meaning what? God called us one thing, but in 2024, when you have a smart computer in your pocket, you'll be calling yourself something else other than what God called you. Because I just showed you that all these things happen to the children of Israel. But God said because of our disobedience, we will be called by another name. Like what? Like African American. Like all the bywords they call us West Indies, Jamaican, Haitian, and all that, Puerto Rican. God said, because you got kids. You got a son. So if you raise your son up one way, right? Since you had him, you was in the hospital, you raise him up to whatever age he is now, right? And he started to do something other than how you train him to be, what you gonna say? You can't even recognize. You're like, who did do this? I didn't teach you this. Same way with God. God saw the way we was acting, and God said, oh no. Isaiah 65:15. God said, no. I can't let nobody know I associate myself with these people. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take the name that I gave them away from them until they get some act right, and then I'll start back taking care of them like they the children of Israel. You see what I'm saying? Read that.
Isaiah 65 and verse 15. And ye shall leave your name for a curse.
God said because of the way we was acting, our disobedience, we don't know how to love each other. God said you're gonna leave the name that I gave you for a curse. African American, that's a cursed name. We always saying black power. There's no power in black power. God said you're going to leave your name for a curse. Read on.
Unto my chosen. For the Lord God shall slay thee.
So God will take our name from us and he will cause us to be slain. Meaning what? Killed. How did he do that? How did God allow us to be killed? Just look at it. Slavery. That's how God allowed our enemies to come over and steal us. And because we was at war once upon a time and we lost the war. And because of that, you had us come from here all the way over here. It just so happened we came to where we at today, Atlanta, Mississippi, and all that. But the boats went other places. The boats went up north. They came down south. They came in Central America. Why? Because of our disobedience. So that's just like a good father. You act up, and your father punish you, and when you get your mind right, you can come back. Because are we originally from here? We were brought here slaves, right? But a lot of us, especially in Atlanta, a lot of us, we too bougie. And I'm not from Atlanta. But, you know, you see the stuff, right? Atlanta is known as what the black Mecca, right? And it is where the most black businesses at and all that, right? But even though we still got all these businesses in Atlanta, for the basic necessities of life, who control it? If you want water, the things you need to live, who control it? White people control it. So even though we got all this money, we think we're doing better than anybody, yet we don't control the basic things you need to live. You see what I'm saying? But they fool us. You know, you can make money with social media. You can make money with YouTube videos, all the other ways you can make money. But at the end of the day, if you don't get no food and no water in your system, you're dead. Go back to Deuteronomy 28. The Bible said that would happen to us. So what I'm doing, I'm showing you your identity. You're not an African American. You're actually part of the 12 tribes of Israel. That's right. And that's what we got to come back to in these last days, because if I don't know who I am, I don't know what God wants from me. I don't know what God requires from me. So if I'm just walking out here without an identity, I'm doing whatever comes with the day. Like celebrate Easter.
What club was that at?
That was admit that a lot of people don't even realize they.
I've called her. She hasn't responded. I've called her more than a few times.
But the Zulu Nation, I'm like, what the hell is this? I know nobody know what I'm talking about. You'll leave me on the island by myself. I don't know what the hell Bishop's talking about. That's what y'all do. Then after class, yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I just don't want to be caught out there. The hell is this? Get on my damn nerves. So read that again.
You got kids that gonna celebrate Easter. You gonna partake in Easter? Right. Why you do that? Say that again. You said it's supposed to be for Jesus, right? Because they just had so-called Good Friday yesterday, right? And they're gonna have Easter Sunday tomorrow, right? So how many days did Jesus Christ say he would be in the heart of the earth? How many days did he say he would be buried? Give me Matthew 12:40. I'm gonna show you this because Easter is the known pagan holiday. I'm gonna show, and like I said, black people, we smart people. We ain't dumb. Have you ever seen a bunny lay an egg? Dang, you ain't never seen. You know why? Because they don't lay eggs. A bunny don't lay eggs. But they give us this stuff. A bunny have babies like a dog have babies. A chicken lay eggs, a duck lay eggs, a bunny rabbit do not lay eggs. So you gotta ask yourself a question. What do a bunny rabbit and egg got to do with Jesus? Exactly. Read that. Watch this. I'm gonna show you something.
Matthew chapter 12 and verse 40. For as Jonas was 3 days and 3 nights in the whale's belly, so shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth.
So 3 days and 3 nights, how many hours is that? 72 hours. So can you get 72 hours from Friday afternoon to Sunday morning? At the best, you getting 36 hours. They able to do that to us because we lost the knowledge of who we are. When we knew who we were, we want to keep it. We know we shouldn't keep Easter. But because we wanted to be like the other nations, God said, okay, go ahead, fend for yourself. Now they put us in slavery and they force these things on us. And now in today's time, we do it willingly. Right. You know who's the main culprit of that? The Christian church. The Christian church. Because even back in the day, you had things like LGBT, right? Like you had sports. No, yeah. Because, huh? Right, it wasn't open back then. It wasn't open back then, but like I said, it was in the closet, but guess what? They wanted it to come out, you understand me, right? So, we had these things, but when we lost the knowledge of who we were, being the Israelites, we started to come in and partake in ungodly customs.
Bring it out.
So the Bible says Jesus Christ will be in the heart of the earth for 3 days and 3 nights, my brother. That's 72 hours.
Right. That's right.
You can't get that from Friday afternoon to Sunday morning. Right? Where you at? Read that.
Watch this.
Colossians chapter 2 and verse 8.
Bring it out.
Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophies and vain deceit,
Watch this.
after the tradition of men.
Is Easter a tradition of man or God? Man. Now, God just told you, beware lest somebody spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the traditions of men, read,
After the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ.
Is Easter after Christ? But it ain't. My brother, is Easter after Christ? Right. Did Jesus Christ ever celebrate Easter? Did he ever celebrate Resurrection Sunday? Give me Matthew 28:1. I'm going to show you something. Because they say Resurrection Sunday, right? First, give me Exodus 20 and 2. First, give me Exodus 22. 20 and 3, I mean. So, what's the first commandment? What's the first commandment? You close. Do you know the first commandment? Nope, that's not it. That's the sixth. That's the sixth commandment. That's the fifth. Watch this, read that.
Exodus 20 and verse 3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
The first commandment, God said, thou shalt have no other God before me. The tradition of Easter is another God. That's another God that God told you not to have before him. That's actually idol worship. So when we worship these things, and the thing about it, they center it around kids. So now you're more, and you feel more compelled to do it. You say you're doing it for the kid, but yet, think about this. Think about this. I'm going that way. Give me Sirach 33:17, 33:18. I want to show you something about that. And the churches don't even teach this stuff. Read that.
Sirach 33 and verse 18. Hear me, O ye great men of the people, and hearken with your ears.
God said, listen up. This is what I'm about to tell you. Because we men, right? Watch what God says.
Ye rulers of the congregation, give not thy son and wife, thy brother and friend, power over thee.
You see what God just said? You being a man, don't give your children power over you.
Right.
So you saying you're doing it for the kids, but God said not to do it. You put your kids over God. Because God tell you don't do it, but you say, man, just for the kids. What wrong with giving out free food? What wrong with putting $20 in the Easter egg? You know, they might need that for some gas to get around. You know, black folk, we already down. We stay down. You know, don't nobody care about us. What wrong with doing this? What wrong with doing that? God, your child don't pay not one bill in your house. So why you look like catering to their needs?
That's right.
Does that make sense? We got to come back and serve God and stop putting our kids above God.
That's right.
So God said, don't give your kids power over you. You as a man, because God calling us as men to stand up and raise up and build back our community.
Right.
God said, don't give your kids power over you. What's wrong with you? You the man. You pay all the bills.
That's right.
You brought them into the world.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? Go back. Watch this. So watch this. Yeah. Matthew.
Matthew 28 and verse 1.
Now I'm going to show you something about Easter. Read that.
In the end of the Sabbath, as it began to dawn toward the first day of the week.
So now pay attention, because you can take this back to your family members. My brother right here with the red polo on, you can take this back to your family. So the Bible says at the end of the Sabbath. Do you know when the Sabbath is? You know what the Sabbath is? The Sabbath. Do you know when the Sabbath is? The seventh day of the week. Hold that, you know, on Exodus 20. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna go slow. I'm gonna go slow with you because I want you to get it. Because what I'm doing is, through the Lord, these words gotta resonate with you. You gotta understand. Okay, this what it is, and this what I gotta be doing. Read that.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
So God tells us to remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Why we had to remember? Because during slavery, they changed the Sabbath to Sunday.
Right.
So now everybody in Atlanta, they go to church on Sunday for the most part. 99% of the people in Atlanta go to church on Sunday. That's why God tells us you got to remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. Because the same people that put you on those slave ships, the same people that beat your forefathers back like that, they would change God's holy day to Sunday. And they would beat you to this point and they make you worship it. Right? So God said, remember that day, read.
6 days shalt thou labor.
What's the first 6 days of the week? What's the first day of the week? I say that. Sunday is the first day of the week. So that's 6 days, right? Read.
And do all thy work.
So that's when you make all your money. You're a business owner. You know, you got transactions you got to make. You may cut yards, whatever case may be. God said you got 6 days to do all of that. Read. Because God ain't against, you know, you have your own business. It's just he gives you those 6 days to make your money with your business. Right? Read on.
But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord.
So what's the seventh day of the week? Saturday. God said that's his Sabbath. That's why he said remember it, because during the process of slavery, you will forget.
Right.
Read on.
Of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work. Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter.
So God said, can't nobody in your house do any work. Nobody in your house. Nobody in your house. God said they can't do any work. Now we understand in today's time, certain people got certain jobs to where they force them to work on Saturday.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if you get off in time, you still keep the Sabbath. If you got to go to work, you don't buy nothing. You know what I'm saying? Get your gas, prepare all your stuff. If you know you can't do nothing about it, prepare the day before if you got to go into work. You know, right. That's show the Lord you trying, read on.
Thy manservant.
In fact, they get it. Go back to Matthew 28. So the Sabbath day is Saturday, right? Friday sundown and Saturday sundown, read.
Matthew 28 and verse 1. In the end of the Sabbath, as it began to dawn toward the first day of the week.
So Matthew is telling us at the end of the Sabbath, as it began to dawn to the first day of the week. It ain't the first day of the week yet. It's becoming the first day of the week. Right? Read.
Came Mary Magdalene and the other Mary to see the sepulchre.
So Mary and Mary Magdalene came to see Christ's burial site, right? Read.
And behold, there was a great earthquake. Verse 4. And for fear of him, the keepers did shake.
Watch this.
And became as dead men.
Come on, watch this.
And the angel answered and said unto the women,
What do you say?
fear not ye, for I know that ye seek Jesus.
So the angel said to Mary and them, he said, I know y'all looking for Jesus. Notice it ain't the first day of the week yet. Read on.
Which was crucified. He is not here.
What did he say?
He is not here.
So when they came as it was becoming Sunday and they was looking for Christ, what the angel told them? Meaning what? He was already gone.
Wake 'em up.
Before Sunday came, he was already gone. So how are we now celebrating Resurrection Sunday?
Bring it out.
When he never rose on Sunday.
That's right.
You see that? All of that comes, and all of this, you're supposed to be learning in the church. My brother right here with the sweat on, all this stuff, we're supposed to be learning all this stuff in the church.
Right.
This is supposed to be the basis of the things that we learn in church.
That's right.
Right? That's why a lot of men, they don't go to church no more. That's why women fill up the church.
That's right.
Why? Because you know a pimp when you see one. You know, I'm from Mississippi, right? So I know when somebody is taking Big Mama money. She's taking her first and her third to take up to the church paying 4 Sundays worth of tithing. You know a pimp when you see one. So the basic thing that we need is the knowledge that we are the 12 tribes of Israel.
That's right.
And when you have that knowledge, all these other things start to unlock. When you start keeping God's commandments, Isaiah 1 and 3. When you start keeping God's commandments and knowing you are children of Israel, that's when you really start to serve God the right way.
That's right.
Because people that say they love God and they do things like celebrate Easter, they don't love God.
Get out.
If God gives you a guideline on how to love Him, and you do everything opposite of that, do you love Him? What's the opposite of love? Hate. That's a harsh reality that a lot of our people got to come to. A lot of our people, if you ask anybody, hey, you love God? What they gonna say? They gonna say, yeah, I love God. Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. But you don't do nothing He say. That shows the hatred that you have for Him. And you have to come to that reality. You know what? Damn, I hate God. Because I don't do nothing He say.
Bring it out.
Read that.
Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 3.
Bring it out.
The ox knoweth his owner.
So an ox is cattle. It's like a cow. So an ox, he know who he belongs to.
That's right.
If you take him down the road, he'll come right back to you. He said, okay, this master right here. I know what he look like and everything. Read.
And the ass his master's crib.
It said a donkey. A donkey is another cattle. If you take him to, I don't know what side of town we on, but if you take him 15 miles down the road, he can find his way right back to your house. Am I lying? So you have 2 dumb animals. This cattle, they don't know no better. They know their master and they know where they from. Read. But Israel, but the people that I was telling you about, my brother right here, you came up late, I was showing my brother right here that according to the Bible, we are the 12 tribes of Israel.
That's right.
Right? And we lost our identity because of our disobedience to God, breaking God's commandments. So God says, these people right here, the children of Israel, what do you say?
Does not know.
God said, we don't know our master, nor do we know where we from. A lot of us worship this man right here. And we don't even know it.
Bring it out.
In Atlanta, we'll say things like, if I ask y'all what color Jesus is, what you'll say? You gonna say black, what you say? You say black. We say that, right? But the way Christ walked, do we walk like that? So who we worship? Because this man right here tells you, hate your brother and love me. That's why when you see so-called white people, a lot of black people eyes where they go. Do they make eye contact or do they look to the ground? They look straight to the ground. But if you see somebody that looks just like you, where your eyes go? Straight at them. And you'll be ready to fight him. You don't know this man from a can of paint, and you ready to fight him.
Right.
That's that man's doctrine right there.
That's right.
So we can say, you know what, Jesus Christ is black man, yeah. But the way we act towards each other shows that we worship that right there. Because the God of this Bible, which is a black man, He told us to keep Passover.
Right.
But we celebrate Easter. We celebrate this man's holiday.
Bring it out.
So, what Christ are we following? We following that one right there.
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models.